young and old. Next, we'll debate the impact of tourism, the devastating effect of long-running droughts, and the experience of immigrants who do some of the hardest jobs. Join us for more World Questions Spain straight after the BBC World Service News.
BBC News with Moira Alderson. The White House has told Congress it wants to send more than $1 billion in weapons to Israel, despite pressure over its offensive in Rafah. The package is separate from the large bombs whose delivery to Israel has been delayed by President Biden to prevent their use in the Gaza conflict. Ukraine says its troops have had to move from several villages in the northeastern Kharkiv region because of continued pressure from Russian forces. A military spokesman said servicemen had been pulled back in order to save their lives. President Emmanuel Macron has called a special national security meeting to address the violence on the French Pacific territory of New Caledonia that's killed at least 2 people and injured hundreds more. Prison officers in France have begun to block the gates of the country's jails, demanding that fewer inmates are transferred to and from court. It follows Tuesday's prisoner escape, where 2 prison officers were ambushed and killed as they were taking a convicted criminal back to a jail in Normandy. A study suggests millions of middle-aged adults who believe they're healthy may actually be obese. Italian researchers studied people's body fat percentage instead of calculating their body mass index. The UN says the fundamental laws of war and international humanitarian law are being violated every day during the fight for control of the city of Al-Fasher in Darfur, and appeals for a de-escalation are being ignored. The Indian Supreme Court's ordered the release of a prominent news website editor after more than 7 months of imprisonment. Prabir Purkayastha was detained after a New York Times investigation alleged his website received indirect Chinese funding. The statue of William Crowther, a colonial-era politician in Australia who stole the head of a dead Aboriginal man, has been cut down. BBC News.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820, or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamb Shippers, fast, reliable and trustworthy.
Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Hey, Charlie. You're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy. You stressed out. Tired? Go, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy. JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenating, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Hey, Charlie, you're on your way to Ghana. Boy, oh boy, you stressed out, tired? God, you're going to be resting. Okay, then let me recommend to you JN Mobile Spa in Accra, Ghana. Oh boy, JN Mobile Spa, they provide organic care in massage. Are you stressed? Do you need rejuvenated, etc.? For your facials, maybe exfoliating, firming, and lifting? Then contact JN Spa on 00233 244 941 002 or 00233 2006 06386, and they will be right there on time. JN Mobile Spa, your health and beauty needs at your doorstep.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit.
The best radio show. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1.
Your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie, and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show. And the Morning Show.
This is Starr Radio. This is UK. Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Welcome. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio. Starr Radio. Radio for the people, by the people.
All around the world. In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK. This is Starr Radio UK.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London on a Wednesday morning. A bit mild and cloudy here in London, but hey, we are here. Today is the 15th day of May, the year 2024, and wherever you are, I say welcome on board flight 116780 all the way to across the globe. Somebody will ask you, what flight number is that? Well, that is the Starr Radio UK flight. It's a Concorde, of course. The Starr Radio UK jet that will be going around the world, giving you every information that you need to know from now till 12 o'clock. Yes, where we bring the program and the curtains down for the end of the program. So wherever you are, do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. But let me say good morning to my able producer, Mr. Francis Gaye, to Anthony Adedeji Aziz, wherever you are, massive good morning to you. Good morning to Mr. Frank Davies, to Mr. David Kluche. David, long time. I hope you are doing very, very well. Kojode, good morning to you. Felix, good morning. Let me say morning to Shamsuddin, Mr. Olaimi Koiki, Pastor Momo, Pastor Chidi, and all you wonderful people who are tuned in this morning to listen to us across board. Those that I know, those that I don't know, on the various platforms of Starr Radio UK. I salute you all and I welcome you. But as you heard, I am still your one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
Okay, so once again, welcome on board. Let me say morning to Sister BB. Let me say morning also to KB Bossman as well. To you all wonderful presenters on Starr Radio UK. I salute each and every one of you. Reverend Michael Esiama and your team, massive good morning to you. And let's say welcome to the program. Okay. On the Wednesday edition of the morning show, this is how the program will go. I'm going to bring you the quotes for the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update as well. We'll move on from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe. And then after that, we'll be looking into details of all those stories. Of course, we'll be bringing you some music. At 11:45, the lines will be opened for you to join in with your conversation. However, at 12 o'clock, the curtains are brought down. Today is Wednesday. Well, Prime Minister's question time will be taking place. We'll not be bringing you a live broadcast of that, but we'll bring you excerpts as and when we have them. So, in a nutshell, that's what's going to happen today. So, wherever you are, Share the links with your friends and loved ones, and welcome on board. As you heard, I remain yours sincerely, the one and only Archie. Now, on the quote for the day, let's kick off from there. It's opportunity does not answer to needs, but to preparation and results. The fact that you say you need opportunities will not answer to that. But how prepared you are when that opportunity comes so that you don't blow them. If you have just 1 minute or 2 minutes to present something, you'll be able to smash it so that people will now understand or take you up or take you seriously and run with your course. Okay? Well, that is my interpretation. But if you have a different interpretation, why not share it with us? That would be lovely, isn't it? Well, it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, straight on to the weather front for London and the southeast of England. Well, today it's going to be bright and warm spells becoming more frequent for many this afternoon, but a few isolated showers will also start to develop, becoming dry by the evening. Light winds expected. Tonight we'll see more in the way of clear spells, but a few areas of cloud could also persist in places, staying dry through the night, but with a chance of some patchy mist and fog under light winds as well. The top temperature is going to be 20 degrees, the lowest is going to be 11 degrees. Then pollen level is going to be low, UV level is going to be moderate, and pollution is going to be low as well. Sunset is going to be 24-7, and sunrise for tomorrow morning is going to be 0508 hours. But come tomorrow, a mixture of cloud and rain. We're going to be having a Sunday, my apologies, Friday, some cloud and sunshine. But Saturday and Sunday, I think Sunday is having a thunderstorm. But we'll be telling you more details about all that as the program goes on. So wherever you are, don't even think of touching the dial. This is Starr Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. All right then. Okie dokie do. Now let's move on to your travels. Let me tell you what is happening on your travels this morning. So on the travels this morning, for those of you using the underground, in London, the second line has got minor delays due to train cancellations. Hammersmith and City lines, minor delays between Hammersmith and Edgware Road due to train cancellations. Good service on the rest of the line though. The Northern line is also experiencing minor delays due to shortage of trains. That aside, all the others are running a good service. DLR and London Overground are running a good service. However, London Tramlink has no service between Arena and Elmes End due to a shortage of trams. Now, minor delays between New Addington and West Croydon. Good service on all other routes though. Well, let's move on straight to the major roads in London. Well, how is traffic like? Yes, no exceptional delays on all the major roads, apart from the central London red routes where it's got serious delays. So if you can avoid it, do your best. Melbourne Road at the junction of A4 Baker Street, restrictions are in place during emergency Thames water works, and that is causing that. So if you can avoid it, do your best to do so. Now, the Riverbight is running a good service. The London Cable Car, as usual, a good service there. But let's go to the final segment of the travel update, and that is what? The National Rail. Keep your eyes on the roads. Keep your eyes on the roads, as we say. I promise our bond, the Starr Radio Travel Update comes to every weekday from 10:40. It's now exactly 10:54, and what is happening? Now, cross country, Great Western Railway, Northern Rail, ScotRail, Southeastern Railway, Southern, and Thameslink are experiencing minor delays. So if you are going to travel via any of those routes or any of them, please do your best to leave early or check before you leave. All right then. That aside, all the others are running a good service there, and that is why I will say it once again, as I normally will. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today, but you know what? Continue to keep those eyes where? On the roads.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and intact? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination intact. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy. Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK. It is now time for Global Trotting, exactly at 2 minutes to the top of the hour. I am Archie, and it is the morning show wherever you are. Yes, I was having a chat with my able producer, Mr. Francis Guy, behind the scenes, looking at some few things there. So that's why. But you know what? Dollar to Naira exchange rate at black market 15th of May. I'm going to be telling you or giving you the rate for that. For those of you who want to embark on anything of the sort, well, how much is it? I'll be telling you more about that as the program goes on. What is the dollar to Naira rate for today? Okay, don't you worry, we do need them. No. Now, University Governing Council ASU issues fresh ultimatum to Tinubu. I thought they managed to resolve their issues, but it doesn't look that way. And Nigeria acquires additional 16,300 square kilometers maritime territory from where? Now, breaking. Now, Tinubu suspends controversial cybersecurity levy. Yeah, we had this a few days ago. Now, Nigeria to get SPV for delivery of 90,000 kilometers of fiber. Eyes 60% cut in access. And then hardship. Don't tax people earning 100,000 Naira or less. Wow, if you are earning 100,000, if you convert it, it's peanuts, isn't it? Now, Tinubu Shatima others now to pay tolls at nation's airport gates. They've got a means to do so. They got all the allowances, so they pay tolls. What's different about that? Nigeria unveils mineral resources info portal and court orders APC INEC to file defense in suit seeking Ayeda T-West sacked as a candidate. An explosion rocks SPDC gas plant in Bayelsa State. Now, Mo Abudu, Fonke Akindele, and Jade Osiberu make Hollywood reporters powerful women in film list. Kudos to them. Congratulations. Halilu tax Nasani finance managers on effective resource management. In other stories as well, Atiko El-Rufai Kwankwaso won't agree to contest 2027 presidency with Obi. That's Omokri is saying. So somebody's trying to throw this in the spanner in there. Why wouldn't they? Because if that is the only way they can outwit the APC, why wouldn't they do that? Well, it's better to be united to fight a common front rather than to be divided and lose all the time. So common sense will prevail, right? Okay, now let's move on to some other stories making the rounds on the African continent as well. South Africa braces for what may be a milestone election. Let me say good morning to Eben. Eben is chilling out in Ghana now. Yes, I hope you are doing very well. Yes, sir. Now, if the ANC loses its majority, it will have to form a coalition government for the first time, potentially complicating policy making in Africa's biggest economy. Now, let's see what happens there. Now, Ivory Coast Summit coordinates road maintenance, investment, and strategy. And DEFTO, okay, let me just move on. Let's move on to other stories. Kenya, at least 4 persons rescued from collapsed building there as well. And group of, yes, American singer Stevie Wonder granted Ghanaian citizenship, so it's now a Ghanaian citizen as well. So I think it's now got dual citizen, or has it got trial because he definitely hails from one of the places in the Caribbean as well. You know, normally they will say they hail from the Caribbean area as well. So who knows? Who understands it? Well, it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds. Well, we never disenfranchise the people of Starr, EC replies Imani. The Electoral Commission of Ghana has excused itself of any blame in the matter of the disenfranchisement of the people of Santro Kofi, Akpafo, Lolobi, and Lekpe. That is Starr. Responding to what it says is a misleading audio circulating on social media, in which the president of the Mani, Franklin Kujo, accuses the commission of disenfranchising the people of Starr. The AT said the issues were beyond its reach. How? Were they living on another planet? Were they living outside the other planet? They managed to get somebody, they managed to get them to vote for the presidency. However, when it came to their own representative in parliament, they quit it. Is it not the EC that comes or formulates all the policies? Why weren't they ready to do so? But he's saying that I'm going to bring you all the details when it comes to that. Do you think the EC can be trusted for the next elections or what? Well, the limited registration chaos poses a risk for December polls. That's what the Peace Council is saying. They say they are worried about it. Now, that's the first time I heard the Peace Council saying we are worried about something. But what do you think about that? Government to disburse 2 million Ghana cedis for the dialysis treatment of the needy, NHIA boss is saying. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Let me take this opportunity to say good morning to Dr. Isaac Morrison. That is my brother-in-law. Yes, all the way in Ghana. Massive good morning to you. I hope you are doing very, very well as well. Okay. Now, moving on, because, of course, it is a Wednesday edition of the morning show, so you know that we have few issues here and there. Now, Ukraine troops pull back in Kharkiv after Russia offensive. Ukraine says it has moved troops to advantageous positions as Russia intensifies its attack on the region. Well, when will this war end, and how do you think people are faring? The Ukrainians are faring? Are the Russians winning? In actual fact, we need to tell us the truth. We know that propaganda. When you are even on the ground, you say, "No, I'm standing very tall." Meanwhile, the person is on the ground. But tell the children the truth. What exactly is happening? Well, somebody will say that will dampen morale, but well, it's better for us to know that, look, we need to man up. We need to, be more aggressive, or to push ourselves up to be able to fight this cause. But if not, then what I think is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Unprecedented had for escaped French prisoner. Well, it happened that he had his gangs coming out to rescue him from a prison van that was taking him to prison from a court. He's on the run. There's a manhunt for him, but we will be looking into that story as well. 2 people are killed in New Caledonia as riots escalate after Paris vote. There are some of the stories making the rounds there. Okay. Some are speculating about AI. Now, when it comes to the stories making the rounds in the US as well, Donald Trump's legal team sought on Tuesday to dismantle the credibility of the star witness in the ex-president's criminal trial, Michael Cohen. Now, Mr. Trump showed no reaction at his lawyer. Why would he? During cross-examination, cast Cohen as a man with a personal vendetta against the former boss. Now, throughout the legal showdown, weeks in the making, Cohen remained calm. He also said he hoped Mr. Trump will be found guilty of fraud in the hush money case. Oh, interesting. Okay, yes. Thank you, Mr. Francis. Yes, it's good. Now, Cohen was on the stand for a second day of blockbuster testimony. He was called by prosecutors to testify about making $130,000 hush money payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels before the 2016 elections to prevent her from telling her story about an alleged sexual encounter with Mr. Trump. Well, he buried all the issues pertaining to he said, well, some other women might even come up, so we have to do our best. But interesting one there. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. In the UK front, untreated sewage illegally pumped into Windermere. Now, millions of liters of raw sewage was pumped into one of England's most famous lakes after a fault. Oh boy, I think swimming has to be suspended for some time now. Now, sex education for children under 9 to be blamed or banned in new plans by government. And then a Windrush man's son has been outraged at Home Office DNA requests. Well, maybe you look like the man. You might not look, but you don't quack like the man. So they say that, you know what? We need a DNA test. Now, if it's your parent, if you're not adopted, you just get on with it. A Scottish government to declare national housing emergency. It's quite interesting there. And then, so those are the issues that we're going to be looking at in the next few moments. But for now, let's go enjoy some music from Pastor Theodora Boache and Sir Theodora Gospel. And it says what? Everlasting to everlasting. Enjoy it and I'll be with you.
King of kings. Lord, are the creator who was not created, King who has no successor, flower that never fades. Abba Father, we worship you. Thy kingdom come. Thy kingdom come. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. We call you Emmanuel. Emmanuel. Adonai. You are the first and the last. The Alpha and Omega. And the last. That's why we bow down and worship you. We worship you. And we lift you high.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say order, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now exactly to 14 minutes past the top of the almost quarter past 11, and it is nothing but the morning show with me, your one and only Archie, and let's crack on. I'll bring you all the details of the story that we've had a look at this morning. Now, the Universities Association, that is ASU, Academic Staff Union of Universities, the University Governing Council ASU has issued a fresh ultimatum to the President. It says the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU on Tuesday issued Bola Tinubu a 2-week ultimatum to reinstate the dissolved governing councils of Nigerian universities. Now, since Mr. Tinubu dissolved the universities in June, they have operated without governing councils for close to a year. The dissolution affected all public institutions, including polytechnics and colleges of education. In a statement signed by the union's president, Emmanuel Osodeke, a professor of soil science, also described the dissolution of illegal and contrary, the dissolution as illegal and contrary to the university's Miscellaneous Act. The union said the illegal dissolution has paved the way for illegalities in Nigerian university system. Therefore, ASU asked Mr. Tinubu to reinstate those whose tenure had yet to elapse and reconstitute those whose tenure had elapsed. Now, ASU noted that it would reconvene in 2 weeks to review the situation and take a decisive action to address the issues. Now, Nigeria should hold the federal and state government responsible if the matter of governing councils is allowed to snowball into an avoidable industrial crisis, it said. ASU also accused the Nigerian government of channeling funds accruable to tertiary education trust funds, the TED fund, to students' education loan scheme. Now, this is unethical to the original intent of the law establishing the education tax fund, which now operates as TED fund, it said. Now, as we said, the TED fund grants should not replace adequate and regular budgetary allocations by federal and state government for capital and recurrent expenditures in the public universities. Now, NEC enjoins the federal government not to divert TED fund resources to funding loans so as not to water down the impact of its intervention. In addition, both federal and state governments should rise to their responsibility of adequate funding to arrest the emergent rot and decay that are becoming more noticeable on the campuses of Nigeria's public universities in spite of the intervention efforts of TED Fund, the union said. As you said, there are no serious efforts by the Nigerian government to address the lingering issues that forced the union to embark on an 8-month nationwide strike in 2022. Other grievances listed by the union are perennial issues that have pitted it against the Nigerian government in the last decade. They include the non-renegotiation of its 2009 agreement with the government, the proliferation of universities and underfunding of the universities, and the continuous use of integrated personnel and payroll information system for payment of their salaries. And ASU has also rejected the core curriculum minimum academic standards developed by the National Universities Commission. The union noted that Mr. Tinubu's dissolution of the governing council is a continuation of erosion of university autonomy. Now, university administrations now place advertisement for the appointment of vice chancellor without authorization from the appropriate quarters. The governing council is said. Now, it said outgoing vice chancellors working in cohorts with the Ministry of Education are illegally running the universities on a daily basis. Now, as you said, they routinely usurp the powers of governing councils to recruit and discipline staff as well as manage university finances in manners bereft of transparency and accountability. It is therefore stating the obvious to say that these and sundry activities that run contrary to the extent laws are compounding cases of corruption in our universities. ASU condemns these anomalies in strong terms and calls on the federal government and the equally affected state government to respect the laws establishing their universities. Universities are supposed to be the bastion of democratic ethos and practices. We cannot entrench sustainable democratic culture in Nigeria if universities are run by the whims and caprices of individuals, no matter how knowledgeable. We therefore restate our demand for reinstating governing councils whose tenures are yet to elapse and reconstitute those whose tenures had lapsed so that our universities can run in accordance with their laws. Is that the laws? And has the president flouted the law? Well, let's see what happens. We'll be monitoring it very, very closely. But wherever you are, this is Starr Radio UK. This is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London at 11:21. Now, Nigeria has acquired additional 16,300 square kilometers maritime territory. The United Nations has approved Nigeria's submission for the granting of sovereignty to about 16,300 square kilometers of additional new maritime territory. a high-powered presidential committee on Nigeria's extended continental shelf project disclosed this on Tuesday in Abuja when it submitted its report to President Bola Tinubu. The team briefed the president of the development in technical presentation by a marine scientist and member of the committee, Professor Larry Owuzika, and secretary of the HPPC, Aliyu Omar. The experts said they had been involved in the project since 2009 when the country made its initial submission to extend its continental shelf to the United Nations Commission on the limits of the continental shelf. Now, he said when the HPPC briefed former President Muhammadu Buhari in 2022 on the status of the project, the United Nations Commission on the limits of the continental shelf was still considering Nigeria's submission and having technical interactions with the HPPC. These interactions and considerations have now culminated in the approval for Nigeria to extend its continental shelf beyond 200 meters or miles. 200 miles, my apologies, 200 nautical miles. As it stands now, the area approved for Nigeria is about 16,300 square kilometers, which is about 5 times the size of Lagos State. He added that the official notification of the decision was conveyed to Nigeria by the UN Commission on the Limits of Continental Shelf in August 2023, shortly after Mr. Tinubu assumed office. Mr. Omar outlined the available option for Nigeria following the approval. The first option is to take the area gained and finalize the registration with the UN General Secretary General and close everything, meaning that we are satisfied with what we got. This will take at least 1 year. The second option is to take what we have right now, acquire more data, do a support write-up, and make a revised submission as recommended by the CLCs for further consideration. This will take another 4 years. Either way, Nigeria will keep what has been approved. In his presentation, Mr. Awosika explained that the approval came after years of scientific research on geophysics, geology, geography, and diplomatic efforts, which solidified Nigeria's legal rights over a vast expanse of seabed and subsoil beyond its traditional territorial waters. Mr. Awosika highlighted the economic potential of the new acquired territory, which includes hydrocarbons, gas, solid minerals, and a wide variety of sedentary species. Well, so I think that all the coastal the countries that are not landlocked, yes, should appeal or request for an extension. We don't know. As we say, resources are not, they become. So today they are nothing, but tomorrow they will be something. So who knows? But well, listeners, this is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is from your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's look at one other story before we move on from Nigeria. Just bear with me whilst I bring that story up. I was trying to look for it. Okay, good. Found a story from a political front. A socio-political analyst, Reno Omokri, has won the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi ahead of the 2027 presidential election. Omokri warned that the ex-presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, and Nigeria People's Party, the NNPP People's Party, Rabiu Kwankwaso, won't agree to run for the 2027 presidency with Obi. Reacting to Obi's meeting with Atiku, former Senate President Bukola Saraki, and Sule Lamido, Omokri said no northerner outstanding and in his right sense will agree to run for the 2027 presidency with the former Anambra State governor. Putting on X, the former presidential spokesman wondered the significance of Obi's rapprochement with Northern power brokers in the PDP, stressing that right now he is tainted, according to Omokri. Have you forgotten about Deborah Samuel? Of course not. The memory is still fresh in your mind, primarily because you are a Christian and you empathize with her, seeing as she was killed by a core Northern Muslim mob on charges of blasphemy. Now, perform this emotional intelligence exercise. If you cannot and will not forget Deborah Samuel, how do you think any Muslim, Northern or Southern, is going to forget the man who was caught on tape plotting religious war against you? How? The North remembers is not just an episode from television series Game of Thrones. It is an actual way of life of Northern Nigeria. They have the memory of an elephant. Oh boy. They read all Al-Quran, which warns them about such people who are referred to as Munafiq. Wow. You know how sensitive religion is in Nigeria, and then you think the Muslim Ummah will forgive and forget Peter Obi's words? Peter Obi will be 63 in 6 weeks. People don't change when they are that old, especially when Peter Obi has never owned up to the tape and apologized instead. When asked 3 times by Charles Aniagolo if that was him on the tape, Obi dodged the question. And then you combine his Yes Daddy tape with his jumping from one church to the other, shouting, "Church, take back your country." And you think Muslims are that naive as to forgive such a man? As for South votes, Obi will not get them in 2027 or be able to influence their direction. As long as Tinubu delivers the Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway, or at least comes very close to completion, yes, people will agree to meet with him out of courtesy. Some will do so to explore if they can get him to give them his block vote, but no Northerner of standing in his right mind will run with Obi, not Waziri Atiko, Rabiu Kwankwaso, or Nasser El-Rufai. Now, El-Rufai was the one who also made a statement that no Christian will be able to take the seat where he was. Okay? For Arewa, you can touch the North and be forgiven, but you cannot touch Islam and be forgiven. Boy, oh boy, that is. So what do you think about the fact that people call for a separation? That because there is so much, should I say, deep-centered resentment when it comes to religion, and somebody says that, and then, so there's serious divisions there. Do you think the quest by the Yoruba nation and the quest by the Igbo group to break away is wrong? Because looking at what is happening and this statement that this gentleman has made, it's quite clear that, well, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. So there is not that tolerance, and it's all stemming from you belong to me. If you belong to me, whatever you are doing, whether you are killing me, whether you are destroying, whatever you are doing, it's okay. If you don't belong to me, you can be bringing me dripping honey into my mouth once I'm asleep, and doing everything for me. So I don't even lift a finger, yet you will not be good enough. Is that what is happening? Well, listeners, this is all coming away from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And that is why some people say that when the Southeast are calling for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, the Northerners are saying don't do it. They wouldn't agree for that to be done. Why? Okay, it is illegal. Abia APC chieftain false defection of former Speaker OG. And again, gunmen attack Enugu police checkpoint and kill 2 policemen. Controversy over non-existent airport project in Abia State. And in other stories, gunmen kill 3 police officers, 1 FRSC officials in fresh Enugu attack. Those are some of the stories making the rounds in the southeast of Nigeria, in the southwest as well. Ondo Guba court orders APC INEC to file defense in suit seeking Ayedeti was sacked in a candidate, and INEC charges CSOs to mobilize Nigerians for CRV in Edo, Ondo. Obasanjo to Adeleke, ensure you're working while you keep dancing. Those are some of the stories making the rounds from Nigeria, and it is Starr Radio UK. Let's move on straight to other African countries. In South Africa, come the 28th of this month, they'll be going for elections. But after 30 years of ruling, South Africa, the African National Congress faces its toughest election yet. Polls so that it might lose its majority for the first time. Now, once admired, the ANC reputation has suffered due to high unemployment, poverty, and corruption scandals. President Cyril Ramaphosa seeks re-election in the May 29 ballot. If the ANC loses its majority, it will have to form a coalition government for the first time, potentially complicating policy making in Africa's most advanced economy. Now, South Africans don't elect their president directly, but instead vote for the parties that get assigned seats in parliament according to their shares of the ballot. Lawmakers then choose the head of state. Is it what the template that the Togolese want to use? Now, South Africa, as South Africa braces itself for the possibility of its most important change since the end of apartheid, here are the main parties and players in the election. Got Ramaphosa, who is a senior figure in the ANC in the early 1990s and was once seen as a protege of Mandela. He left politics to become a successful businessman before returning as deputy president of South Africa. In 2014, he became president in 2018 after Jacob Zuma resigned under a cloud of corruption allegation. The main opposition leader, John Steenhuisen, is the leader of the main opposition party, the Democratic Alliance. The centrist DA has promised to rescue South Africa from what it says is the corruption and mismanagement of the ANC, but has never come close to winning a national election. The DA won 22% in the last general election in 2019 to the ANC 62%. The DA entered a pre-election agreement with smaller opposition parties, hoping their combined vote might claim the majority and remove the ANC, but they will all have to increase their shares significantly, and it seems unlikely. Now, Steenhuisen is 48, is the only white leader among South Africa's main political parties in a country where race is still at the forefront of the national consciousness. That has led to detractors saying the DA represents the interests of the white minority more than the 80% South Africans who are black. Well, the other one that we have is Malema and his party, well, the Marxist ideology, the EFF. Well, the EFF, but I'll have time to talk about all this tomorrow, God willing, and as the days draw closer to the elections in South Africa. It's quite an interesting one. But if they have to form a coalition, who are they going to form a coalition with? Now we have Jacob Zuma, who has also now formed a party, and he is supposed to be the presidential candidate for that. I don't know what has happened to that as well, but lots more are going to be coming your way from there. Let's stay tuned. Let's take a commercial break. It looks like my image is frozen. So that means that the camera is resting. So let's have a quick commercial break, and I will be back with you. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial. We'll be looking at some of the other stories making the rounds there.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Welcome back to the program Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay. At 11:37, what have I got news for you? Yes. Now, so moving on straight to some of the other stories making the rounds on the African front. Building collapses in Nairobi amidst heavy rains, injuring a few some people there. It's one of the stories making a recent heavy rains and flooding prompted evacuation. The building too close to a river was among those ordered for evacuation and demolition due to safety concerns. Well, a sad one there. Now, in other stories making the round this morning as well, now collective action in investments is needed to raise the quality of the African road network. Now, this was one of the recommendations at the official opening ceremony of the 21st General Assembly of the Association of African Road Maintenance Funds, the AFRA, that took place on Monday in Abidjan, the Ivorian capital. The event, with a theme towards sustainable financing of roads, funds for better maintenance of the African road network, was presided over by the Ivorian Prime Minister Robert Bugri Mambe. Now, it's to have a positioning that allows all African countries to have at least one road maintenance fund that meets the standards. Why not one like Cote d'Ivoire's? Asked Ezawi Moza Obin, president of AMFA. In other words, positioning at the level of the African Union decisions can be taken hard enough to say that from now on, all member countries will have a road maintenance fund of such and such standard, Obin added. Now, with an investment of over $5 million for a linear road network of 82,000 kilometers, Ivory Coast was described as one of Africa's country with a vast road network. The Prime Minister Robert Bugri and Mambe, Cote d'Ivoire's road network, said that Cote d'Ivoire's road network comprises of 5,000 kilometers of urban roads and just over 200,000 of kilometers of unclassified rural roads. Now, these dense road networks represent 40% of the West African Economic Monetary Union roads network. This gives Ivory Coast one of the highest road coverage rates in the sub-region, according to Robert Bugri Mambe, Prime Minister of Cote d'Ivoire. About 55% of the roads in Africa are paved, according to a 2023 report released by Africa Investment Forum. Experts say the continent's roads infrastructure deficit creates increased production and transaction costs that must be addressed to scale opportunities. Well, they think that, well, we do all those things to help us so that spare parts, when the vehicles break down, people buy spare parts, and those who are dealing with spare parts are also making money, isn't it? But well, listeners, this is Star Radio UK, and this is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now let's move on to Ghana as well, having a look at some of the other stories making the rounds there. First of all, the Electoral Commission of Ghana has excused itself of any blame in the matter of the disenfranchisement of the people of Central Kofi, Akpafo, Lolobi, and Lekpe, that is the South area. Now, responding to what it says is a misleading audio circulating on social media in which the president of Imani Africa, Franklin Kujo, accuses the commission of disenfranchising the people of South. The EC said the issue were beyond its reach. Now, listen to the various stages and supporting details as to why and how the people of South were unable to vote for a parliamentary candidate in the 2020 elections. Mike Bwedu, acting head of public relations at the EC, said the information from Imani is falsehood. Really? Now, how can any well-meaning person accuse the commission of disenfranchising the good people of South when the facts are so clear? It is unfortunate that Imani continues to peddle falsehood and untruths about the commission at every point and turn. His narrative that the commission disenfranchised the people of South, now the one constituency, is false. We urge the public to verify information put out by Imani with the commission for the truth and the facts position at the statement. The statement said. But the question is, why did the people of Starr not vote for a representative? Everybody in the country did vote. So if they weren't given the opportunity to vote, they've been disenfranchised, haven't they? There were new constituencies that were created. So it's not like maybe when it was 5 days to the time, or a month to the time, or 2 weeks to the time, they decided, okay, let's create another constituency, and then you say, no, it's too late, so we cannot capture that. When it came to the presidency, they were allowed to vote. When it came to the parliamentary, they were not. So if Imani is saying that they were disenfranchised, what is wrong? What is wrong? Well. It is all Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, still on that front, coming to about election, the National Peace Council is urging authorities to swiftly address the recent instances of violence reported at certain registration centers in the ongoing limited voter registration exercise. The council warns that if left unchecked, these incidents could have far-reaching consequences, potentially affecting the credibility of the upcoming December 7 elections. In an interview with some TV networks in Ghana, George Amo, the Executive Secretary of the Peace Council, underscored the urgency required to address these pockets of violence. According to him, immediate action is necessary to prevent any escalation and maintain the peace and stability of the electoral process. He expressed concerns about the implication of these incidents, stating that they send unfavorable signals about the state of Ghana's electoral environment. Mr. Amo stressed that the importance of vigilance and proactive measures to safeguard integrity of the electoral process. The Executive Secretary called on the Electoral Commission to capitalize on available opportunity to enhance voters' participation and registration. He emphasized the need for inclusive and transparent processes to ensure that all eligible citizens have the opportunity to register and exercise their democratic rights. Mr. Amu concluded by urging all stakeholders, including political parties and security agencies, to collaborate closely to address these challenges and uphold the principles of democracy and peace in Ghana's electoral process. For us, the Peace Council, whenever an issue like that comes up, like that one that happened unfortunately in some of the Ashanti region, are early warning signs. You do not downgrade them. You have to carefully assess the potential that have to affect the elections in December. There are signs that we have to set up, but they are not signs to discourage us, he said. Listeners, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. One other story, and then we leave Ghana. pose the question: why is it written in the police service regulation that a police officer gets automatic promotion to the next rank after serving 4 years or more? I have to bring you this information tomorrow, God willing. Yeah, I will be telling you about it, because the police promotions, Owula Mongote has written to Baumia Kandapa and Henry Quarte. There's some promotions going on in the police service. He said that he is not happy with, and he's talking about that. But we'll be bringing you more about all that as the program goes on. It's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. This is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. At 13 minutes to the top of the hour, so as I did say, we're already pressed with time, but let's see what is happening in other parts of the world. Now, Ukraine troops pull back in Kharkiv after Russia offensive. And the story says that Ukraine has pulled back its troops from several villages in the border region of Kharkiv following continual pressure from Russian forces. Now, soldiers have come under heavy fire and moved to more advantageous positions in 2 areas of the northeastern region, a military spokesman has said. Now, throughout the course of the 2-year war, Ukraine has typically used this type of language to signify a retreat. Now, President Volodymyr Zelensky has cancelled all upcoming foreign trips as troops struggle to contain the new cross-border incursions, with several towns and villages coming under heavy fire. Now, his press secretary, Sergei Nikiforov, said the president had instructed that all international events scheduled for coming days be postponed and new dates coordinated. Moscow has claimed its forces have now taken control of 2 more settlements in the region, Lukyansky and Laibuk, and the further one in the Zaporizhia region. Ukraine has not commented on these claims yet, though. Now, a spokesman for the Ukrainian military said in a statement that the decision to move troops from the Lukyansky Vovonsk Shank area was taken to preserve the lives of our servicemen and avoid losses. The capture of Vovyansk, though not as of specific military significance, will represent a blow to Ukraine's morale. Now, the issue is how telling us the truth, what exactly is going on, what exactly is going on that front. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, in France, an unprecedented manhunt is taking place in northern France for a prisoner who escaped during a deadly ambush. Mohamed Amra, known as The Fly, was being taken back to jail from a court in Normandy on Tuesday when a car rammed his prison van at a toll booth. Now, armed men then opened fire on the vehicles, killing 2 officers and seriously injuring 3 others. The shooting marks the country's first fatal attack on prison staff for more than 30 years. All means are being used to find these criminals, French Interior Minister Gerald Darmanin has said. Mr. Darmanin told French media on Wednesday that the attack was an act of cold-blooded barbarity and that around 450 gendarmes and police officers had been mobilized in the Eure department of Normandy in an unprecedented search. Now, President Emmanuel Macron has told France that everything is being done to find the perpetrators. Meanwhile, French prison officers union have called for walkout at institutions across the country on Wednesday in support of the 2 who died. Now, hundreds of staff at prison and detention centers across the country have been staging walk to rule protests where they will only perform essential tasks. In a joint statement, the union demanded urgent measures to improve staff safety, including the drastic reduction of extraditions of prisoners to court hearings by promoting Just bear with me. In a joint statement, the unions demand urgent measures to improve staff safety, including the drastic reduction of extraditions of prisoners to court hearings by promoting video conferencing and overall to escort levels. A minute silence will be taking place on Wednesday, but it's taking place already, and there have been demonstrations outside of French prisons, including in Paris, according to local media. French Justice Minister Eric Dupont-Moretti has said he will meet with union representatives. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Let's take one story, a couple of stories from here, and then we'll move on. A sycamore gap damage to tree valued at more than 620,000 pounds. The criminal damage caused by the felling of the sycamore gap tree has been valued at more than 620,000 pounds, according to court charges. Daniel Graham, 38, and Adam Carruthers, 31, both from Carlisle, faced Newcastle Magistrates Court today, charged with 2 counts of criminal damage both to the tree and the Hadrian's wall. Now, the tree damage was valued at 622,191, and the damage to the wall at 1,144 pounds. Now, both offences were alleged to have been committed on September 28 last year. The men were arrested last October and have been on bail since then, according to Northumbria Police. The much photographed tree, which has stood next to the Roman wall since the late 1800s, was cut down in September, causing an international outpouring of shock and dismay. The tree had been popular with visitors and tourists, with millions of people traveling to the Northumberland site to see. Now it's been cut down, hewn down. Well, somebody say unscrupulous people. Now, what happens on that? Let me tell you one other story, and then we continue from there. Okay. Now, the son of a man who was a victim of the Windrush scandal says the Home Office has asked him to do a DNA test to prove his relationship to his father as part of his compensation application. Dijon Jagru Bryan received the outrageous letter asking for more evidence of his relationship with his father, Anthony Bryan, who was nearly deported in 2017 after living in Britain for 50 years. A human rights lawyer representing hundreds of Windrush victims said the Home Office request was intrusive and traumatic. The Home Office now says Mr. Jagru Bryan is not required to provide any DNA evidence after the BBC questioned them for a response to that. The government apologized in 2018 after some of the Windrush generation and their children were wrongly told they were in the UK illegally. The hostile immigration policy affected their right to work, find homes, and have and their children were wrongly told they were not UK. They were in UK illegally. Its hostile immigration policy affected their right to work, find homes, and have NHS treatment. Some were detained and faced deportation. Anthony Bryan, 66, lived in London after coming to the UK from Jamaica when he was 8. In 2017, he was arrested, held in a detention center twice, once for nearly 3 weeks, and almost deported back to Jamaica. His story was made into a BBC drama. Mr. Bryan, who is on medication for a serious lung condition, accepted compensation after offer from the Home Office in 2023 after 5 years of what he says were constant setbacks and delays. Children of Windrush descendants are also eligible to apply for compensation if they can prove they had suffered losses. Oh, can they? Well, listeners, this is Starr Radio UK, and this is why I bring the program to a close for today. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. We will bring the program to a close here. God willing, I'll be bringing you another edition of the morning show. But Rishi Sunak and Keir Starmer will face each other in the Commons for Prime Minister's question time from midday. That was in the next 4 minutes. This week, Prime Minister's question time comes after Sunak warned on Monday that the UK faced both a time of danger but also of transformation. In his pre-election speech, the Prime Minister said Starmer will make the UK less safe, adding that Labour will not match his pledges on defence. Now, Labour has said it will meet the same target when conditions allow. Asked about their remarks, Starmer said security will be his first priority. Now, last week, Prime Minister's question time got off to a dramatic start when Natalie Elphicke, the MP for Dover, defected from the Conservatives to Labour as the season began. You can watch all this. Yes, tomorrow I'll be bringing you all the details of that. But on that note, let me say thank you very much for tuning in to listen to us. It's been a pleasure coming your way. Stay tuned. We'll take a quick commercial break. I'll bring you some music and I'll bring the program to a close. Don't you go away.
Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
$10 and one man no get. Hey, hey, hey. 10 men share $10 and one man no get. It's a disgrace. Where is the dollar? 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 Give gorilla bananas to give to monkey. Hey, hey, hey. Give gorilla bananas to give to monkey. Yourself you know, him no go see banana, banana, him no go see banana. Monkey no go see banana, banana, him no go see banana.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Thanks for listening.
Monkey no go see banana, 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 banana.